Ball State News Center, this is NewsLink Indiana in high definition.
Good evening and welcome to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Aaliyah English.
And I'm Abby Kirk. Thanks for joining us.
Hurricane Matthew is burrowing down on the East Coast. You're looking at live at Fort Lauderdale, where the waves are crashing ashore as the storm gets closer. More than 1 million people are leaving their homes across the Southeast.
CNN's Holly Furfer has the latest on the Category 4 storm.
Evacuate, evacuate, evacuate. Be prepared. Don't take a chance.
More than 2 million people from Florida to the Carolinas have been urged to evacuate ahead of the arrival of Hurricane Matthew, the most since Hurricane Sandy in 2012. Officials this morning warning residents along the East Coast, Matthew is going to be a deadly storm.
Time is running out. This is clearly going to either have a direct hit or come right along our coast, and we're going to have hurricane force winds. There are no excuses. You need to leave.
Expected to be a Category 4 storm when it makes landfall.
It's going to be going up the coast and could remain a major hurricane at the coast or very close to it the whole way up. That's awful.
Hurricane Matthew is expected to bring up more than 100-mile-per-hour winds, a 5 to 9 foot storm surge, inland flooding, and power outages.
If you're on the East Coast, you will lose power. You are going to lose power. Do not believe you're not going to lose power. You are going to lose power. Millions will lose power, possibly for a long period of time.
Matthew hit the island nation of Haiti as a Category 4 hurricane on Tuesday, leaving at least 23 people dead and more than 1,500 homes flooded. And is currently impacting the Bahamas, where residents are already feeling the effects of more than 100-mile-per-hour winds. In Daytona Beach, I'm Holly Furfer.
Hurricane Matthew is expected to reach Palm Beach, Florida sometime Thursday night or early Friday. Although Hurricane Matthew is hitting the southeastern shore, it also is affecting some right here in the Midwest. Kyle Regals has more.
Earlier today, Governor Mike Pence announced that 2 teams from Indiana will be deployed to support efforts in response to Hurricane Matthew. Now, although this hurricane is over 1,200 miles away, there are still personal connections right here in Muncie. Ball State professor Dom Caristi has one of them.
My mom's home is in Broward County, Florida, which is the Fort Lauderdale area, and there is not a mandatory evacuation. In fact, a neighbor asked my mom and said, "Would you like to?" And my mother said no. My mother said, "This house has been through many hurricanes before," and it has. And the house is still there, and so she's going to stay put.
Although he is confident in his mother's safety, Caristi does advise that newer Florida residents who don't have as much experience with hurricanes to be extra cautious. In the newsroom, Kyle Riggles, NewsLink Indiana.
The Red Cross is asking for donations to help them prepare for the hurricane before it hits. You can make a donation by calling 1-800-RED-CROSS or visiting their website at www.redcross.org.
You know, Aaliyah, with all this severe weather happening nationally, I can only hope that Ball students, as they go on fall break this weekend, don't get too much rain.
Yes, Andy, will we see any of that rain come our way?
We are going to have slight chances of rain probably around Friday evening, but fall break weather is going to look fantastic. Right now we have Hurricane Matthews, and it's starting to make its way into Florida. It's probably going to make its way into Florida sometime around tonight into tomorrow. It's moving northwest at 14 miles per hour with winds up to 140 miles per hour. But let's look at Indiana weather and what's coming up on the weather forecast. We see some cooler temps ahead, a slight rain chances around Friday night, and what your fall break forecast is going to look like. So back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Andy. Well, the weather should be perfect for tonight's annual Arts Walk. It's happening right now, and organizers are aiming to make the event bigger and better. The Arts Walk is part of the city's plan to bring more life to the downtown area. NewsLink Indiana's Kara Berg is live downtown with more.
Walk, where many local vendors and business owners are coming together to showcase their work. Lining the streets of downtown Muncie are food, vendors, and performances as people share their art with other community members. Ball State students, local business owners, and community members are coming together. And here with me now is Cheryl Crowder, the event director for the Muncie Downtown Development Commission.
That's a mouthful, isn't it?
Yeah, it definitely is. Thanks for joining us.
You're welcome. Thank you.
What is special about the Arts Walk that brings so many people down here?
I think that it's really the partnerships between all of the different groups that come together for Arts Walk. We do a monthly art showing every single month, but in October it's Ball State coming together, the soup crawl is tonight, the symphony is playing this evening, and every one of those groups do their own promotion and all come together in one place. So that makes a really huge difference for tonight.
What do you think is it that draws so many people down here?
Well, it's fun. I mean, what better neighborhood to really enjoy so many different kinds of people? We've always said that downtown is a neighborhood for everyone, and we truly mean that. And there's so many things to do with Art Walk, no matter how old you are or what your tastes are or how trained you might be as an artist. There's something here for you. So I think that's what does it.
And why should Ball State students and others in the community come down to Arts Walk tonight?
Well, look around. There is so much to do. There really is. And honestly, there's not a better way to get an idea of how fabulous your downtown neighborhood is.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. The Arts Walk is going on tonight until 9 p.m., and anyone in the community is welcome to come out and join in on the festivities. Live in Muncie, Kara Berg, NewsLink, Indiana.
Thanks, Kara. The city hosts a gallery walk on the first Thursday of every month around downtown Muncie.
Democratic nominee for Governor John Gregg is returning to Muncie. Gregg visited Muncie in September, but is coming back to speak to Ball State students next week. Gregg will speak in the Arts and Journalism building at 6 o'clock Tuesday evening. The meeting is hosted by student group BSU Democrats. Gregg is running against Republican Eric Holcomb. Gregg leads Holcomb in the polls 41% to 39%, according to a WTHR poll published today.
And earlier today, Governor Mike Pence offered rare praise for Democratic presidential candidate Hillary Clinton. The praise came as Pence was asked if his running mate Donald Trump was a role model for children. Pence responded that both Clinton and Trump had admirable qualities for young people to look up to. He later made a point to recognize Clinton as the first woman to be a major party nominee.
Indiana lawmakers are recommending more state money for early childhood education programming. Both Republican and Democrat candidates for governor have proposed expanding pre-K. The plans are an effort to close the educational gap. Indiana currently provides $10 million each year for its pre-K pilot program. Legislators will ultimately make a decision about how much money will be funded.
The Blue Loop might be taking a detour this winter. Coming up on NewsLink Indiana, the cause of the potential detour.
And Westfield High School is being sued. Find out why when we return.
Doesn't see race. Love is love.
So I've come up with the family emergency plan.
Great. What is it?
It's difficult to talk about, so I'm not telling you.
How will we know what to do?
You won't.
I'm so glad I won't have to remember anything.
And me too. Thanks for this, sweetie.
Talk to your kids about who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Visit ready.gov/kids for tips and information.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that! That's disgusting! Oh, poop already! You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. Ball State students rely on the Blue Loop bus in the winter, but things might be a little different if the construction on Neely is not done when it starts running.
The road construction on Neely Avenue from Ball State's campus to Minnetrista is running behind schedule and could affect the Blue Loop bus route. Supervisor of Bus Operations Bruce Piner explains why the construction is so far behind.
At this particular point, they're just running behind schedule. They probably run into areas that they've had to work deeper and harder into, and it's created them a little bit more time to get it completely done, so they are running behind schedule.
The construction that started early this summer was expected to be done by the beginning of the fall semester, but is still in the process of being completed. Piner says, according to the city, the construction is supposed to be completed before the Blue Loop starts. However, Piner says they have an alternate plan in place to accommodate students if construction is not complete.
The alternate plan is we'll run up Neely to New York. We'll turn right on New York and we'll go to the first block, which is Carson Street. And then we'll turn left on Carson and go down to Linden. And the Neely and Linden stop will have to move one block to the south, and they'll get picked up there. And that will just be until the road gets opened up, and then we'll go back to our old route.
In the case of an alternate plan, Transportation Services plans to add 2 new stops so students won't have to walk too far in cold temperatures. The stops will be at the corner of New York and Carson, and the corner of Carson and Neely. The rest of the Blue Loop route will stay the same.
Thanks, Colton. We'll be sure to update you on the progress of the construction right here on NewsLink Indiana.
Get ready to pay more when you fill up your car. The price of oil topped $50 a barrel today, the highest since June. The price hike comes after OPEC leaders decided to cut output for the first time in 8 years. Prices have now nearly doubled since plummeting to a 13-year low in mid-February. This production cut is not set in stone. OPEC has to approve it in November.
Allen County will be the latest county to hold a needle exchange program. The Indiana State Department of Health declared an emergency for the entire county today. The program is designed to help fight the spread of hepatitis C and HIV among drug users. Clean syringes will be provided in hopes of stopping needle sharing. Similar emergencies have been declared in 7 other Indiana counties since the program began last year.
A mother is filing a lawsuit seeking damages for Westfield High School. The suit comes a year and a half after the daughter was injured after a stage collapse in Westfield High School. The lawsuit accuses the school of not supervising the auditorium director, who removed steel support beams from beneath the orchestra pit. The suit claims this caused the stage to collapse, along with seeking damages for her daughter's injuries. The mother is also seeking damages for loss of income and mental anguish.
Unseasonably high temperatures could be coming to an end. Find out if rain chances have anything to do with it.
Your full weather forecast when we come back.
Can you help me with this? My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
He helps me with homework.
That would be 3.6795.
Thanks.
Yep.
He helps me with my decision making.
I wouldn't use this one. Ever.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
I'm learning so much.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
They're coming. Places, everybody.
Light check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Everything looks good on our end.
And lights.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Don't wait. Communicate. Make your emergency plan today.
all the things you've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all. Your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community, which means your stuff can be more powerful than you think. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Welcome back. You know, Abby, I've really been wanting to break out my jackets, my boots, my sweaters.
I know, Aaliyah. These warmer temperatures really make it hard to enjoy fall weather. Andy, does it look like we're going to have some cooler temperatures?
You are going to be lucky enough to probably wear some fall clothes over the weekend on Saturday, but but during the week starting next week, you're going to want to pull back your summer clothes. The current temperature right now is 83 with winds coming from the south at 9. It feels like 84. The dew point is at 62, making it a bit uncomfortable outside with it being up so high causes it to feel like it's humid outside. So your current temperature is at 83. And we are above average. 85 is our high today with a low of 60. The average is supposed to be around 69 with a low of 45. We actually broke a record today with being so high. In 1988, it was actually a low of 29. And looking at the national temperatures, we are at 83 in Muncie. Over here in the Rockies, they actually saw some snow not too long ago. And actually this cold front right here is gonna move forward, and that's what's gonna bring some cooler weather for the weekend. So looking at Indiana temperatures, 83 around Indiana, 80 in Fort Wayne, 83 in Muncie, 80 in Fort Wayne, and 81 in Indianapolis. Looking at the radar right now, we have a few spots of showers in Muncie that probably might pop up, but they will most likely clear out by the end of the night. Looking ahead, we have, once those rain showers get out of the way, we have nothing but clear skies with this cold front coming in. We're probably gonna see some rain by late Friday night. So if you go to that high school football game, bring a rain jacket just in case you see some rain. But looking ahead tonight, 59, mostly clear, winds from the southeast, 5 to 10. And looking tomorrow, high of 81, sunny, so get out and enjoy that Friday. It's gonna be very beautiful. And then we have Columbus Day coming up on Monday. This is what your weekend's gonna look like. High of 64 on Saturday, high of 67 on Sunday, and 71 on Monday. And here's your look for your 7-day forecast. Everything looks great. It just looks like Friday's gonna be the high of 80, and then your weekend's gonna be nice and cool for everybody.
So still some warmer weather, but students should be still able to enjoy their fall break out and about.
Looks like I'm gonna have to keep those jackets and sweaters tucked away a little bit longer.
Coming up, we'll take a look at Yorktown High School volleyball.
And the women's soccer team has a key matchup tonight at home, next on Sports.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know, wherever you are.
Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
You wanted to be a teacher when you were little, but things changed. Teaching didn't seem that cool anymore, so you decided to become something else. But what would your 12-year-old self say? Amazing things are happening in teaching, so it's time to put it back on your list. Don't try to convince yourself otherwise. You had it right the first time.
NewsLink, Indiana, I'm Corey Craig with sports. Yorktown volleyball is ranked #1 in the state and 21st in the nation, but this comes as no surprise for a team that has their share fair success the last few seasons. After a loss in the state finals a year ago, returning players are stepping up to try to fix that bitter taste.
The Yorktown Tigers entered Worthen Arena for the IHSAA Class 3A state title game 1 year ago with a record of 38-1. This is a program that is no stranger to volleyball success. The title game ended with a Providence kill, bringing Yorktown's season to an end with what seems like a rare loss.
It was such a disappointment because we went through the beginning of the tournament, sectionals through semi-state, so strong, sweeping everyone, and not in sectionals, but sweeping everyone else, and then go to state and get swept was just such a disappointment. We worked so hard for that all season. We thought it was our year, and to come in and lose like that, honestly, was such a heartbreaker, and I think that's what we came back this year more ready than ever just to get at it again and try to go for it again.
Oh, it was heartbreaking. I think I felt like our kids totally overachieved all year. When you looked at our size, when you looked at even one of our best players was a freshman. I mean, there were so many elements that I felt like we had overachieved, and I wanted more than nothing for that group but to get the championship for them.
The year is nearing postseason play. Yorktown already claiming the county title will not be enough for the Tigers. The mentality in practice and around the team is focused on returning to the state finals once again.
I walk into practice every day knowing that I have to give all I have every single day, every touch, every ball, because I can't let down my team, and if I'm not giving my 100% effort, I just know I'm not giving my best. And I know those girls that we lost last year always came in, worked as hard as they could every single time, so I know I have to do the same exact thing to get the same results as we did last year.
Overall, I feel like in our gym, they seem hungrier. They seem pretty focused. And I think some of it is, I have kids that have returned from that bitter taste in their mouth of losing in the state championship.
The #1 Tigers are keeping an even head on their shoulders as the regular season is nearing the end. For now, Coach Bloom is focusing on getting her team better on the court and to be playing their best volleyball for sectionals. The Ball State women's soccer team has a key matchup going on at home against the 2015 MAC champions, Western Michigan. The match kicked off earlier at 5 at Bronner Sports Complex. Ball State currently leads 1-0 at the half. Emily Scott scored in the 34th minute to give the Cardinals the lead. Switching over to the gridiron, Ball State football travels to Central Michigan this weekend for their second Mid-American Conference game of the season. Ball State and Central Michigan want to avoid falling to 0-2 in the MAC, which makes it a pivotal game for both teams. If the previous meetings between these teams is any indication, Saturday's matchup should be a close one. Central Michigan beat the Cardinals a year ago 23-21 at Schumann Stadium. Both teams go into Saturday with a 3-2 overall record. Guys, it's a busy weekend for Ball State sports this weekend, and it got started off this Thursday, tonight actually, as Ball State soccer is taking on last year's MAC champions. And it's going pretty well for them. They're up 1-0 at the half. Emily Scott got things going pretty early for them in the 34th minute.
Awesome, awesome. Cornerstone for the Arts is hosting its first ever haunted house attraction. We'll have the details next.
And we'll take a look at your 7-day forecast after the break.
Hey, did you know 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Let's go to theshelterpetproject.org and meet if you are in a shelter near you. Harlow, oh, she's one great listener who loves to hear all your stories. My kind of cat. Cerulo is a sweet, goofy boy who's eager to please. Sounds just like another dog I know. So go to theshelterpetproject.org, search your local shelters and rescues, and go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough. I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self, and I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
It's not something you buy.
Or something you take.
In fact, there's only one way to get it.
It has to be given to you, freely.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape. Consent.
If you don't get it, you don't get it. It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Taylor Morton with your entertainment news. Muncie Cornerstone for the Arts offers a variety of arts, music, and dance classes to the community. And for the first time ever, Cornerstone Center for the Arts is hosting a haunted house attraction. This October is Cornerstone Center for the Arts' first year hosting a haunted house. But unlike many other haunted houses, they are scaring people to make a difference.
What Son of Scaravania is, first and foremost, is a haunted attraction. Everyone loves October. Halloween has become one of the most favorite holidays for many, second only to probably Christmas.
Jeff Robinson is the Director of Community Relations for Cornerstone Center for the Arts. He says they came up with the idea of Son of Scaravania after partnering with designer Brian Blair, who designed both Scaravania and Son of Scaravania. Blair and Robinson wanted to capitalize on the ominous former Masonic Lodge and thought a haunted attraction would be a great way to raise funds. But more importantly, a ticket will provide thousands of youth and adults with the quality of arts education and special events.
I love working here because we are ground zero for that. We're the ones who introduce people to the art.
Son of Scaravania opens Saturday, October 1st and will stay open to the public Fridays and Saturdays until October 28th. Solange Knowles has taken the spotlight this past week with the release of her third album, A Seat at the Table. Beyonce's younger sister has created the album that puts Black America in poetry form. Familiar artists such as Lil Wayne, Kelly Rowland, along with others, are featured on the album. After just 7 days, the album has almost secured #2 spot on the Billboard 200 chart. A Seat at the Table is available on iTunes for $10.99. The physical copy is set to release in stores November 18th. Live in the newsroom, I'm Taylor Morton. Back to you guys at the desk.
For weather, we are gonna have a nice fall break for the kids, the students here. It's gonna be high of 80 on Friday, and then you're gonna see cool temperatures on Saturday and Sunday in the 60s. Monday and Tuesday during fall break is gonna be so nice, all sunny, and you're gonna see 70s throughout the whole week starting on Monday. So the kids are gonna be expecting some nice weather during fall break. So get out and enjoy it while they can before this cold weather comes, whenever it comes.
Yeah, the students definitely got lucky with some good weather. They should get out and about and enjoy it. That's all tonight for NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to watch tomorrow night at 9 p.m. right here on Cardinal Vision.
And be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Have a good night.
Okay.
Been watching NewsLink Indiana in high definition.